Howdy everyone, this is Jessica from Stamp Punch Love, and today we are going to be using Stampin' Up! Sale-A-Bration products to make this cute little bag. The way Sale-A-Bration works with Stampin' Up! Is for every $50 that you spend, you get to choose a free product out of our little brochure. It's a great way to get some really fun stamp sets and papers, and today I'm going to be showcasing one of the Designer Series paper packs. This is actually the Wildflower Fields Designer Series paper. It features some in colors as well as some stock colors: Basic Black, Berry Abyss, Calypso Coral, Hello Honey, Lost Lagoon, Old Olive, and Whisper White. This little bag is actually a pretty good size. It's 3 wide by 4 tall by 1.5 deep. And this little bow I am in love with. It is the bow paperclip embellishments, and this is from our Occasions catalog, with a new spring Occasions catalog that just launched. This is also eligible for that Sale-A-Bration. This is another design inside of that Wildflower Fields Designer paper, and we're starting with a piece that is 9.5 by 5.5, and we're going to score at 3, 4.5, 7.5, and 9. And of course we're going to go off camera a little bit. There we go, got it back in. And then 9. Of course, all of this is going to be down below in the description bar and on my blog, so no worries. Now we're going to turn it to the short side, and we're going to score at 1.5. Another great thing is you're going to be able to get 2 of these little bags out of each piece of 12 by 12 paper. Now we're going to score and varnish everything. Don't varnish too hard because it is paper and you don't want it to crack, but you do want a nice crisp edge. I love the dandelions on this other side. I actually got 2 packs of this paper because I'm so in love with the patterns. Now, this is the only piece we're going to remove. It's the little bitty rectangle on the side that's 1/2 inch wide and 1.5 inches tall. So there you can see the score lines a little better. So we are going to snip that out. I like to notch just a little on that so that so that it kind of closes up a little more smoothly. So that's the only piece we're removing. But we are going to cut up the score lines, the last of the score lines, 3 score lines that we have along the bottom, and then I notched the top just a little bit. We're going to run some adhesive down the 1/2 inch panel. Here you can definitely use snail. I know it's a 3D project, but it's paper, all paper. There's no, cardstock to paper, cardstock, blah, 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 blah. It's just paper, so snail works just fine. So run that along, fold it over, line it up, stick it down. It's really that simple, guys. So now we are going to fold in our sides and the back flap of our box. So let's just make sure, yep, just double checking that's my back, because that's where our seam is, and then run the snail down. I usually like to run snail on all my flaps just because I like everything to be nice and finished, but for the sake of speed in the video and the fact that I'm not putting anything heavy in the box, I'm good with just that one flap having adhesive this time. And now I'm just using my bone folder to push it down and make sure that everything's really good and stuck. Pinch your sides in, and that is your bag finished. Isn't it cute? And it really holds quite a bit too. I mean, you can load that up with candy or whatever the case may be. Now, I just used scraps for my sentiment. This one piece of paper was 1 1/4, and I'm actually using Beautiful Ride out of the Occasions catalog, and then Endless Birthday Wishes from our annual. I'm using the Celebrate and then the U. So I'm using Memento Black on my new blocks. I'm so excited I got all the blocks for Christmas. So pop that down. And like I said, this is 1 1/4 inch wide, and I have no idea how long it is. I forgot to write it down, but we're going to trim it up anyway. So just whatever scrap piece you have. Now I'm taking Blackberry Bliss and stamping the U right under that, trying to kind of keep it centered. Pop goes the weasel. We're so good here. And now we are going to take the decorative label punch and put a decorative finish on the bottom. And normally I'm really quick at this method, but for some reason, mainly because the video was recording, I could not seem to make it work. So we're going to fiddle with it, and then I get smart and run it through the side, pull it up through the top, line it up where I want it, and there we go. All right, so that's that. Now I'm taking a 1 3/4 piece of Calypso Coral, one of the colors that features in here. And what I'm doing is I'm lining up the top edges because I don't want there to be any border up at the top, but I want it to be nice and even. So I'm lining that up on the top, kind of lining up on the sides, and then using that as my guide for how far down to trim the Calypso Coral. That way I have a matching edge and a nice little border. Next, I wanted this to have a more banner feel, and I wanted there to be some dimension, but I didn't want to use dimensionals because I'm using the paper clip. So I'm taking my bone folder and just kind of running it down like I would a ribbon and giving that a little bit of a curl so it has some lift on the edge. Now I'm going to run a little bit of snail along the top of that white piece, if my snail will work. And just line it up, center it horizontally, but right up on the top. Okay, press it down once it's centered. Now we're basically done. We're just going to pop out one of our little bow paper clips. So in love with these, and they're so affordable. They're $5.50 and you get 24 of them. It's like such a great deal, and they can be used on so many things. They'd be cute for little, you know, for kids cards, for girlfriend cards, for little bags, you know, it's just endless. So I am very excited, and I will probably be getting a second box of these because I'm just in love with them. Plus they're gold, and I'm a gold girl. So there we go. Pop it on. You can do it kind of sideways, make it, you know, so it holds the bag just a little bit more nice and cute. And there we go. There is our bag today. Here's our original. I did a more of a banner, like traditional banner on that one. I'm not really in love with it as far as the points not matching up. But yeah, live and learn. So I love to see your versions. Please post pictures and share with me. Thanks and gig 'em, guys.